Hi my friends, Sam here. As I've been talking to you about, there's a braid parade and hopefully you've been following it. Here's one you've probably seen on Pinterest. I like to call it a starburst. See if you can start to figure out what's happening here in terms of starting to see it develop. Okay, once again, textured hair. Let's talk about what we're working with and what the ingredients are for this particular trick called the starburst. First, what we're going to do is, once again, we're working with the texture iron. We're going in texturizing from scalp to ends. Now, once again, if you feel that's time consuming, just texture the hair that you're going to braid. You don't need to texture entirely everything. Our product of choice when working with that is Iron Shape 11. And I like to work, when I do this trick, a little bit of argan oil in my hands. Okay, and I love that because it gives me a little bit more slip. So just massage it into your hands. Anytime you braid, feel free to use that. Okay, I've got a bungee. These are elastic bungees that I'm going to work with, and you can see there's two different colors there. Work with the color that you have. I've got my tail comb. Going to use this to section with. Here we go. Now, let's start to work with the technique. What we're going to do is we're going to take a circular section, and we'll talk about what you can do to alter this. I usually start to like to work just in front of the high point of the head. Take a circular section. Okay, and don't worry about how big it is. I think once you see me do the technique, you'll say, oh my gosh, I could place it here, I could do this with it. Let's talk about that after I share with you the basic idea in terms of how this works. So all I'm doing is just taking a circular section on top. Okay, once you have this circular section, what we're going to do is we're going to isolate this section with our bungee cord. Ponytails are real popular right now. I think the suburban woman and the urban woman, both of them, are moving into ponytails. And you're seeing that because they don't want to blow dry their hair. They don't want to do anything with their hair, so they simply stick it in a ponytail. Well, here's what we're going to do. Let's combine the concept of this whole ponytail thing that's going on, and just take all of this and just take one big ponytail, and I'm going to place that right on the top right here. Let's reach for our bungee cord. Okay, I love these things because they're simple to do. Okay, all you can do is just simply do it by yourself. You really don't need any help in terms of putting in the ponytail. Okay, so we come through, we'll work, get your hair nice and clean. Make sure you've got all of your tangles out of that. So I'm going to take the paddle brush and just work with that and come through and get my tangles out. Once I'm there, I'm ready to roll. Okay, let's once again reach for our bungee cord. Okay, I want you to gather the hair down at the surface of where you're going to place your ponytail. Okay, now I'm going to come through, just hook the bungee cord in, bring it right around, and grab and bring it back over the opposite side. So I bring it around, opposite side, and now because it's hooked there, you just bring it around, and bingo, you've been able to isolate that. Rather than using elastic and trying to get this hair all the way through the elastic, allow the bungee cord, those hooks, to secure it for you. Now just pull that nice and tight. Let's make sure that we've got our tangles out once again. And now you can just see the argan oil is awesome when you're working with this. Don't be fearful of the argan oil pulling out the texture. Okay, now let's reach for our tail comb. Now, simply come through. I'm going to start this out very low at the corner of our eye. I'm going to bring this up and over. Now, I want you to simply think of a cornrow, a French braid, call it whatever you want, attaching a braid to the head. So normally you start out with 3 sections. That's exactly what we're going to do. Take a horizontal section to the path of my eye, vertical to yours. Take this section and divide this into 3. So I'm going to divide that into 3 sections. Okay, I'm going to start from the top. I'm going to take the top, so I bring that over. I take the bottom, bring that over. Watch how my hands work. Palm, pinch the X, go to an over position. Do 1 full revolution now. 1 full revolution. So palm, always palming outside. Palm left, pinch left, over position. So just bring your middle finger over that. Now watch. Just slide that right in between your index finger and your thumb. 1 more revolution, palm. So now pinch right, palm right, pinch right, over position. Go to your ponytail now. So instead of feeding off of the scalp, feed from the ponytail. So I'm going to reach directly across from where I'm at, take this section, bring it right into the center. So I'm going to feed right into that center. So we feed into the center, palm, pinch. Now I'm going to slice underneath. So I'm taking everything that I have underneath here. I'm going to slice that. And I'm going to feed this into the center. So that goes into the center. So just a normal cornrow. But what makes this unique is the fact that I'm feeding from the ponytail. I'm going to move over, take another small little slice, about the same width, tickle through, bring it to the middle. Okay, palm underneath. So I palm, pinch, and over. And remember, braiding is all about rhythm. We talked about that earlier. How important it is that you get your rhythm. You lose the rhythm, You'll lose the focus of the braid, stress will set in and frustration will set in, and then you're going to say, I got to start all over because you've lost your rhythm. Always move with the braid. I want you to notice how close my hands are to the head. The further, when you're braiding, the further you move your hands away from the head, then the looser it's going to be. Anytime we want it nice and tight, keep it nice and tight and bring it in. Notice how my pinky slices that at the scalp, up and into the middle. Now we come through, we palm underneath. Everything has a method, my friends, a system, a way that you do things. Any business, in order to survive, it's all about selling. But you have to have a team of people to sell. Not only that, but you have to have systems in place to sell. It's the same idea when you stand behind the chair, okay? This is what I'm talking about. You're selling your talent, you're selling your knowledge, you're selling your expertise. So the idea here is, once again, a client that comes in with long hair, go in and show them what you're capable of doing in terms of braiding and how it works. Now, once again, look how I just continue to move around. I just come through, slice with my index finger, feed that right into the center. Notice how I don't need an assistant to do this. Make things look easy and simple when you're working behind the chair. So you can see as I continue, all I'm doing is just picking up from the top and once again, feeding into the center. Now, if you want, my friends, you could make this really loose so this pops up and has a little bit more lift to it. I look at this more or less kind of like a really interesting kind of cap or something, a little bit of a hat or something that she happens to be wearing, okay? Now, all I'm doing, once again, feeding from the top into the center. When I get to the front of the ear, I'll start to pick up that hair at the hairline, start to feed it back in, so I've got that picked up, okay? So we'll go through, I'm just looking to see how much hair I've got left, and I want to continue to feed it into that middle. And then look how we're working with control. Once again, working with the argan oil, because the argan oil really allows me to go in and have the slip that I need so my hands aren't getting all tangled up. Okay, now I'm going to look and see where I'm at in terms of that ear, where this is going to sit. I'm just going to take one more slice here. Okay, now take a look. Okay, working towards the front, all the way around, and we come through and we palm. Hand comes over, that comes over. Let's see where we're at now. This is my ponytail. Get your ponytail out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna keep my tension nice and close right there. And now here's the ear. So now I'm gonna start to pick up all of this hair right here and start to slice so that this hair stays down behind that ear area. Okay, so this now, back up in the center. So now, remember where we stopped at a certain point, picking up from the bottom? That's just the idea of where I wanted this hair to sit in terms of what I want it to do. Okay, let's divide this maybe into two more sections, get two more sections from the ponytail there. Okay, and now I continue to work around the front. Look how my body stayed in front of this the whole time. So my body did not go behind it. So in other words, I'm moving in front of the braid as I work myself around. Believe it or not, your body position is very, very critical when you braid. I want you to remember that. It is so, so critical, my friends, in terms of when you're braiding, where your body position is. All right, here we go. My last section from the ponytail comes in. All right, we come through. Here's my last section from the front, comes in. All right, now we finish it off. Now to finish this off, all I simply want you to do is I want you to continue to braid this out. Just braid out. Whatever's left, we come through, top over, bottom over, 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 and just braid this out. Now, there are so many ways that you could end this. That's going to be your personal choice. First of all, place an elastic. So reach for an elastic, place an elastic here. Okay, now I could stuff this inside of that if I wanted to. Make it look a little bit more of a hat. I could take this and maybe finish it here. There's so many ways. You finish this creatively in terms of how your eye sees it. Okay, so we're here. Now let's take a look and see where do I want to finish this. And I'm just going to simply watch, take it, elastic, fold, take my excess hair, fold it so it's inside of that. And now let's take a look and see how I want to finish that. And then I'm just going to come through, just fold that in. And now I'm going to start to pin. Watch, I could take this, guys, roll it, and do this, okay? So really use your mirror at this point. Now remember, anytime we pin, where we hold is where we pin. All I'm doing is using my hairpins, okay? Hairpin, where the hairpin is open. A grip, where it is closed. So I want these little pins that are open, and now I put it in one direction, and I go in the opposite direction. Okay, so you get this kind of feeling to it. Now once we've got that, I'm going to recommend you work with your hands and just come through and do this. Create a little bit more of organic feel around that. And I'm going to finish off with my contour 28. And then once again, half up, half down. You're really starting to see that a lot in terms of that. This is really cool, my friends. This is called a Starburst. Really believe you're going to have fun with this, and you create this any way that you want. But what's really cool is just the visual interest that you get from this in terms of how we see it. Remember, there's a braid parade going on out there, and we at Sam Villa want you to be a part of it. This is a look that we call a Starburst. See this little line here? Simply just pull that down right there, and then I can add a grip on that or a little hairpin on that, and you're good to go. Hope you enjoyed this segment, my friends. Remember, Sam Villa, we're always going to be there for you. Hope you enjoyed this, the Starburst. Try it. You're going to love it. Talk to you soon.